What up to my peoples and welcome to Retro Crunch. One of the greatest movies made in the 1980s is definitely The Goonies. This is a great adventure story about a group of misfit kids that discover this ancient map and they set out on this great adventure to find a legendary pirate treasure. The Goonies was a staple of the 80s and practically a rite of passage to becoming a teenager. And if you hadn't seen it, you were either living under a rock or your parents kind of sucked. We quoted lines of this movie repeatedly in school, and most of us could probably identify with one of those 7 kids that starred in the movie. It was just a great flick and it should have gotten a sequel. But alas, it did not get the sequel that it deserved, but there is a new show that is being made that is going to be reenacting the whole movie from start to finish. And it's going to be made by Disney. The idea is that the show would follow a teacher and 3 students as they recreate this iconic movie. So the original plan to make this show was going to be with Fox, and it fell apart due to COVID issues in 2020. But it looks like Disney has signed on to make the show, so we might actually get this after all. But just in case you don't know much about it, here's the log line for the show. The drama would follow Stella Cooper, a woman carrying a heavy secret who takes up work as a substitute teacher when she returns to her hometown from New York. When she meets 3 young students with big dreams of making it as filmmakers, she grows inspired and joins them with their efforts to develop an impossibly ambitious shot-for-shot remake of one of their favorite movies, The Goonies. I really do hope that this gets made because I would love to see a resurgence of Goonie popularity. To be frank, I think this is the closest that we're probably ever going to get to a sequel, but let me know what you think, and are you going to watch it? Then next up, Betty White, the star of Broadway, the silver screen, and television. She's turning 100 years old on January 17th, 2022. There's plans for a huge worldwide celebration for her birthday, and she says everybody's invited. So at theaters only on January 17th, you can watch Betty White 100 Years Young, which is going to premiere at select theaters all over the country for just one day. The movie event will feature Betty White herself, a star-studded cast, and it's going to reveal tons of insider stories and clips of her amazing life and career. It's not hard to want to try to be there for this really special event because she is America's sweetheart, so what's not to love? And here's a few more retro stories that you might want to know about. The first trailer for Winning Time: Rise of the Lakers Dynasty, which is a drama series that's going to tell the story of the LA Lakers dynasty in the 1980s. This thing's going to be on HBO Max in March of 2022, and it really looks good. Also, Reading Rainbow is getting a reboot, but unfortunately, LeVar Burton is not going to be hosting this time. I'll link to that story down below. A Charlie Pride biopic is being made, and then also a docu-series about Frank Sinatra is in the works. I'm most interested in the one about Frank Sinatra because his daughter Tina is going to be executive producing this series, so I think it's going to really dig deep into Frank Sinatra's life and his history. Then if you're one of those that's been anxiously waiting for the Amiga 500 Mini to get released, like I've been waiting for that pretty anxiously, it's going to be coming out on March 25th, 2022. It's going to have 25 games and a USB port so you can bring in your own games as well. But finally, if you're into retro news and nostalgia stuff from back in the day, I'll see you in the next video. I'll catch you on the flip side, and remember, if it ain't retro, it ain't worth watching.